I've been hearing a lot of people talk about Kevin Samuels, and that's what I want to kind of address today. Kevin Mother Samuels. Is he credible? Is it true? What's his motivation? Anytime I hear a person, anytime I hear a speaker, I like to run them through that grid. First, is he credible? Well, dude is from Oklahoma City. I'm from Oklahoma City. He says that he was big in business, and from my research, the last time he was in Oklahoma City was 2016 on a news broadcast. Maybe he left shortly after that. I was in Oklahoma City at that same time. If you are doing business or anything of note or worthy of attention in Oklahoma City, is so small, especially amongst the black community, that people will know you. So like if you're doing real estate and you're doing a volume that's noticeable, people will know you. If you're a rapper and you have a little bit of talent, people will know you. If you have extreme talent, you'll rise to the top really, really quick. If you know me, my name is Isaac Onolapo. You can Google it, search it, look it up. I was from a group called Exodus Movement. You can Google it, search it, look it up. I know people all across the city, and that's because I was in those circles. So in Oklahoma City, if you grind, you gonna shine. If you are a big deal, then people will know about you. And as far as I know, and as far as what I've seen, I haven't seen anybody that know the cat like that. So that raised, for me, that was the first thing that started to raise a question mark as far as his credibility. Not being known within the circles of the bourgeois. Maybe he's in the bourgeoisie. I know those circles too, but I haven't heard of him, and I haven't seen a lot of people within the city, Oklahoma City, talking about him. So that caused me to think, is this guy really credible as a businessman? Secondly, he worked for Southwestern Bell. I mean, like in Oklahoma City, in the 80s, the 90s, that was like a company that a lot of black people worked for. And you know, if you was an executive or doing something like that, maybe, I guess that's a big deal. I don't know. Southwestern Bell wasn't like, if you got a job there, that's not like working for the Thunder. That's not like working for Devin or Chase or one of these big corporations, prestige corporations within the city. So that's number two. Number three is, you were a fashion consultant within Oklahoma City. Now, again, unless he was doing it for a lot of white people or people in Edmond or people I don't know about, because I'm from the hood. You know what I know? I go to Douglas. I didn't graduate from Millwood like Kevin Samuels. I'm from the hood school, the pride of the East Side, Star Spencer, Douglas, all those hood schools. So what can I say? You know, like if you're a fashion consultant, the city is not Atlanta. Oklahoma City is not Atlanta. It's not Miami. It's not New York. It's not California. It will be hard financially for you to support yourself as strictly as a fashion consultant within this city. How do I know? Because I know this city, and I know it's not a lot of black people within the city. It's just very difficult to have one of those niche jobs and support yourself full time. So those are the three things that make me question his credibility as far as his background, as far as the city. We come from the same city, and I ain't never heard of this cat. You know what I mean? The number two thing is this. My homeboy said this best. He said, you can always tell, and maybe you can't always tell, but most of the time you can always tell when a nigga can fuck your bitch, right? You can always tell if you don't want your girl around this nigga because of his aura, because of his energy, because of the way he looks, right? Because of the way he looks. Now, with Kevin Samuel, I'm gonna say this. I have a homeboy. I call him Big Unk. Big Unk, that's my dude. He has a YouTube channel. I've been watching him for years. And he had Kevin Samuel on there a couple of years ago. And when Kevin Samuel was on there, he talked about like men of value. He didn't make these standards. This is what women say. Men of value are men who are 6 feet tall, 6 figures, 6 inches of dick, six pack, all of that stuff. And he said men like myself. And I was looking at the video like, oh, he's a man of value. I didn't know. Really? Like I was The reason why I say that is this. I've been to clubs, I've been to the Soul Bowl, I've been to a lot of places with a lot of black people, and I just would have never been afraid to leave. I would have never been intimidated by a guy who looked like Kevin Samuel, by a guy who didn't have the physicality. Not saying that that's everything, but there is something to be said about the way a man looks, his body, right? Like you could be tall, but tall don't. If you lanky, if you look like a noodle, like that's not credible, right? Or in the face, if you're not extremely handsome, it's just certain dudes that would not cause me to be stressed out, right? Like I wouldn't feel pressure or competition. Maybe that's maybe I'm being naive, but I'm saying maybe that's just me. I don't know. But when I heard him say that, I was very surprised and like, wow, he's a guy of value. And I started to look at myself like, man, maybe I need to look at myself and think maybe I'm valuable. If he's valuable, maybe I'm valuable. I don't know. Is that really what women are going for? So that's the second thing. The third thing is this. Why do men say some of the things that they do say? Or why do people say some of the things that they say? And I look at when people describe stuff, is it true? Are they credible? And why do they say it? I said that before. Why would he like emphasize certain things? Well, it's my belief from experience that men tend to emphasize their strength as the most valuable assets that women desire, right? So for example, if you're a dude that make 6 figures, you might emphasize how money is important, right? Because you make 6 figures. That's where you're strong at. So you're going to emphasize to make yourself look better. That's what women want. They want 6 figures. It's all about the 6. I didn't say that. That's what the women say, right? I didn't make the rules. That's been the rules. But here's the thing. You can listen to what people say, and there's information to be gained there. But what's better is to look at what people do. Look at what people do. Look what women do. Bill Gates just got a divorce. He's getting a divorce, right? And maybe his inbox will be popping. Maybe if you go to the clubs, girls' pussy will start dripping wet. But I can't see that. I can't really imagine that happening. When women say they want a man of value, and this is kind of going to a different subject, but I get back onto point. When women say they want a sapiosexual, a dude that's intellectual, when a girl says, I want a dude who makes 6 figures, they're not talking about the corny looking dude that's scrawny. They're talking about they want the dudes that blew their back out, the dudes that have the physicality, the dude who have the swag, the intellect. They want them type of dudes that make 6 figures. They want those men who make 6 figures to come into their life. Because here's the thing, and I always say this, and this is real. Like, if you're beautiful enough as a female, you can get married. You can find a dude. There's more millionaires than there are dudes with 6 packs. You can look it up. There's more people who have $1 million than men who have 6 packs. So if you are a beautiful girl, you can find a husband who is a millionaire. Not a problem every day of the week, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, right? But here's the caveat. Will you want to be with that dude? Will he repulse you? Will he be disgusting? Is he fat? Is he obese? Is he corny? Right? Is he a nerd? Will you want to fuck him? Right? So it's not just one thing. There's a plethora of things. And again, this is for another video, but I'm gonna say this and I'm gonna skip on to the next thing. You can't override your evolutionary impulses. You can't override your mammalian lizard brain that's in the back of your mind operating, causing you to do stuff that say, I don't know why I did that. I don't know. I didn't want to do it. You can't overcome that. Why does an ass look beautiful, right? Shit comes out of it. It shouldn't, right? But niggas want to fuck that. Like, it makes a girl valuable, right? And you can't unnegotiate that in your mind. You can't make that not a fact just intellectually. You could be like, oh, nah, if you're a heterosexual man, oh, no, I don't like booties. You're like, ugh, nah, I just turned that off, right? No, it don't work like that. We are programmed. We are animals. We are programmed to like certain things. Women are programmed to like certain things. Social status is one of them. Money is not. Money did not exist until 10,000, 15,000 years ago, but women have been evolved into like certain characteristics and traits for millions upon millions of years, and you cannot turn that off. You cannot turn that off. So anyway, that's my rant on men of value and the value thing. So it's my belief that he says certain things to make himself look valued. To make himself a man of value, right? Why would he do that? Well, just looking at, like I said, going back to what I said earlier, just looking at him, I don't like, I wouldn't feel that pressure from a dude like that. I'm just hey, maybe that's at my peril, but I wouldn't feel that pressure from a dude like that. I'm just being honest, like for real. Maybe we in two different leagues of category. Maybe I'm not a man of value. Maybe I don't know what I'm talking about, but I just wouldn't feel the pressure from a dude like that. So that's number 3 or 4. I forgot what I'm on. The last thing is this. Is what he's saying true? I fucks with what he talks about. Now, if you know me, you know I'm the one to always call it how I see it and be honest, especially with women. I went to a law school. I just graduated from law school a year ago. And a lot of my contemporaries, like as far as the women, they would talk about the men that they want. I want a dude that makes 6 figures. They would say that, right? And then they would fuck a drug dealer with a 6-pack. But I ain't getting in a relationship with niggas like that. But they would say that, and I would retort with, do you understand that you are, once you graduate and you get a job and you make 6 figures, you're going to be in the 1%. And there's not many black men, African American men who fall into that category. So I fuss with what he's saying in those things and some of the things that he says. So his content is good, right? However, this is what I don't like. I don't like when you come at people with a negative, with venom. That doesn't help the situation. And I understand that you might be frustrated about dealing with, people that you feel are less intelligent, but I'm saying overall that never works. It makes you feel good, but it doesn't make the situation better. So when you talking to a girl and you hit a button that say fat bitch, that doesn't do nothing. In fact, I think it's bad for the culture, especially us as black people, right? Like that does nothing but tear the community down. You want to educate and you want to uplift. Now, giving truth, as hard as it is, like for a woman who thinks she's on that, she's a 10, but you have to break it down to her like, baby girl, you a 5, and I've had to do that myself. But you don't hit a button and say fat bitch. Like, what are you doing? Like, I don't respect that. That's fucked up. Like, that's not cool. I don't like that. Why would you do that? Why would you do that? Why would that be a part of your program? Which leads me into my next point is I think that a lot of the things that he does is for clout, right? Like this is marketing. This is, you want to get clicks, you want to get likes. So the more sensational things that you do, the more attention that you can attract to yourself, the more other people make vlogs, the more people talk about you, the more you get booked, the more show times you do. All that stuff is a part of that. So but if that is the case, then I look at you and I say, I respect you less for that, right? I respect you because you are putting profits above character. You are putting money, prestige, your name above character and doing certain things in the right way. So that is my take on everything. Tell me what you think. I'm Lapo's Logic, Isaac on the Lapo. Love y'all. Peace. I'm out. Yeah.